Once upon a time, there was a mouse named Mickey who lived with his mother in a cottage in the country. They were very poor and they had barely enough to eat. One day, their cow dried up. So Mickey decided to take the cow to the market and sell her. So they set off. They were so poor that they lived in a broken down brick house that had once been very grand. The house had once belonged to his father, who had died when Mickey was very young. But on his way to the market, Mickey met an old man who said, "Good morning, Mickey. Where are you going?" Mickey, wondering where this man had learned his name, said, "I'm going to the market to sell my cow." The man looked at the cow. He said, "I'll buy her for these 7 magic beans. If you plant them under a full moon, they will grow right up to the sky." Mickey looked at the beans with confusement. Whoa, they were beautiful. The first first bean was red, the second was orange, the third was yellow, the fourth was blue, the fifth was green, the sixth pink, and the 7th purple. They looked magic, all right. Mickey felt very curious, and there was a full moon that night, so he agreed. Mickey's mother was very angry when she saw that he had brought them beans instead of money, and she threw the beans out the window. And with no other choice, they went to bed with no supper. When Mickey woke up the next morning, his room was so dark that at first he thought it was nighttime. But when he looked out his window, he realized that the bean his mother had thrown into the garden had sprung up into a huge beanstalk, which went up and up and up and up until it reached the sky. It was so big he couldn't see the top of it. Then Mickey realized the beanstalk. And then Mickey realized that it stretched up beyond the blue circle of the sky itself, just as the strange man had predicted. And Mickey wondered one thing: what would be up at the top when he got way up there? And he climbed, and he climbed, and he climbed. And finally, when he reached the top, he saw a great big castle. Mickey went into the castle. There, he saw a great big table and an even bigger chair. On the table, there was a great big cheese. Mickey climbed up to take a bite. Suddenly, he heard a voice say, "Well, you little mouse, what do you mean sneaking into my castle and scaring me like that?" Mickey turned in the direction, and he saw a great, big, tall cat. "What are you doing here, Mickey?" demanded the cat. Mickey said, "I'm sorry, God, I didn't mean to scare you. I was just wondering if you would let me have some cheese, for I am very hungry." The great big cat yelled, "Oh, Mickey, it's breakfast you want, is it? Well, if you do not leave right now, then it's breakfast you'll be. My master is a mean giant." Mickey said, "He eats people?" "People," bellowed the cat. "He eats everybody and everything. Besides, I am always warning him not to do it, and he is paying no attention." Just then, thump! 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 What do you think was making that noise? Right, the giant's footsteps! Mickey hid in the cheese. Yes, just as the giant came in. He was big and handsome and very hungry. Yeah. He sniffed the air and said, "Big, five, bum, bum. I saw the visitor. Yum, yum, yum. Be he big or be small? I'll mash up his bones and eat them all." The giant looked across the table. He looked in his sandwich. He looked in his cake. And he looked in his mug. He was just about to look in his cheese when he saw his bags of gold. So he decided to count it. But soon he fell asleep. Mickey jumped out of the cheese and grabbed the biggest bag of gold. And rushed to the beanstalk. He threw down the bag of gold and climbed down as fast as he could, where his mother greeted him with a hug. She said, "Oh, Mickey, where did you get all this gold?" Mickey said, "I was right about the beans." But a few days later, Mickey climbed the beanstalk again. This time he hid in the oven. The giant came in. And he said again, "Big, five, four, five. Oh, I smell a visitor. Yum, yum, yum. Be thin or be fat. But I'll eat him up like this and that." Then he said, "He's in here somewhere, and he smells like the one who stole my gold. If it is, he'll be hiding in the cheese." The giant peered into the cheese, but of course, Mickey wasn't there. Yeah. So the giant began to search some more. He looked in his stewing pot. He looked in his teapot. He was just about to look in his oven. Then he saw his hand, which was a magic hand. Every time the giant said, "Why?" the little hand laid a humongous golden egg. Soon the giant fell asleep and snored thunderously. Mickey grabbed the hen and fled. And he sped down the beanstalk with her, where he showed his mother what the hen could do. Mickey's mother yelled, "My gosh, Mickey, this hen belonged to your father. You found our family treasure." But a few months later, Mickey climbed the beanstalk again. He wanted to get back the last of his father's belongings. He went inside the castle. This time, he hid in the fireplace. And just in time, the giant came up. The giant was feeling very grumpy about losing his magic hen. He boomed, "Big, five, four, bum. I smell a visitor. Yum, yum, yum. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread." Then he bellowed, "And he smells like the one who stole my hen. If it is, he'll be hiding in the oven." The giant peered into the oven, but of course, Mickey wasn't there. So the giant started to look some more. He looked in his wooden box. He looked in his matchbox. He was just about to look in his fireplace when he saw his collection of harps. The smallest of them had a face carved into its strings. And this was the very same magic harp that had belonged to Mickey's father. On his command, she played music, and he fell asleep. Mickey jumped out of the oven, out of the fireplace. He grabbed the harp and ran for it. But the very minute he reached the door, the harp called out, "Master! Master!" And the giant woke up just in time to see Mickey running away with his harp. The chase was on. The giant gave chase, but Mickey was too fast for him. And he ran as fast as he could until he came to the beanstalk. Mickey threw the harp down and slid down after her. The beanstalk swayed under the giant's weight. But Mickey kept going down, down, down the beanstalk as fast as he could with that giant hot on his trail. Well, when he was very near the ground, Mickey yelled, "Mother, Mother, bring me an axe!" His mother came running from the woodshed with an axe, and she gave it to him. Mickey slanted and chopped and chopped and chopped until the beanstalk fell to the ground. And that was the end of the giant. As for Mickey, he'd had enough of beanstalks and castles in the sky. From then on, Mickey and his mother were very happy. Yeah, the bag of gold never ran out. The hen laid lots of eggs each day until their table was covered with golden eggs. And the harp soon forgot about the giant and played pretty music for her rightful owners. The end.